today's the day. Yay. I'm going to Georgia Smith and Cali Uchis tonight. I'm going with Lily and Lydia and a group of their friends, and I'm so excited. Like, I've had these tickets for over a month, like a month and a half now, so the anticipation is just, it's been building up, and now it's finally here. I'm not really doing anything much today apart from that. Like, we are gonna go to dinner beforehand, so obviously I'm gonna try vlog that and vlog the concert. But yeah, just gonna be really chill. And now I'm just gonna go and wash the dishes. Okay, so I'm about to get ready to go to dinner. I genuinely have done nothing today. I was reading on the couch and I was like, oh, I'm so sleepy. Like, let me just take a quick nap. And then I ended up sleeping for almost 3 hours. I was like, cool. Sound. I don't really know what like look I'm going for today. I thought I did. Like, I have my outfit ready and I know what I want to wear, and hopefully it translates the way I want it to translate. But in terms of like a makeup look, I'm not certain like what to do for like my eyes or anything like that. So we're just gonna figure it out right now on camera. Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my face. Also, forgive me if I'm doing this a lot because I wear glasses and my eyesight is like nothing. Like, I said the worst eyesight. I always squint when I'm not wearing my glasses. I can't help it. And then I like look back, I look at like a video of myself and I'm like, why are you doing this? But that's just the life. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to prime my face with this sample of the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I've had this sample for months and months, and I've been saving this. I remember like maybe a month ago I was like, oh, should I use this? And I was like, no, this has to be saved for a special event, and I was saving it for this very day. And here we are. This, I don't have this in a bottle, but it's the best primer that I've ever used in my life. I have the Too Faced, like whichever one with coconut water right now, and I don't really care for it at all. While this doing ever, I'm just gonna try and put a lot of it in my hand and put it on my face. But also, just like with skincare, I'm not like a makeup aficionado. I just know what I like and I do it, and then it works. And I watch like Jackie Aina videos and she teaches me, but I don't really know like about makeup in the sense that I could teach you or teach anyone. I'm essentially putting this whole packet on because honestly I think I will need it. It's just nice, and I'm doing my makeup now. It's almost 4:30 and the concert starts at 8 and is gonna probably go till 10. So if my makeup has to last for 6 hours or whatever, like, you wanna put a lot on. But this is the best primer I've ever used in my life. But for a big bottle, which I think you should always wear the big bottle, the travel is not really that worth it in terms of price point. But a big bottle is like between $60 and $80 or something like that. And I think that's just like a bit too much. So, but it could be worth it. I mean, I don't really do my face like that much that it would be like a struggle. Like, I would finish it really fast, but at the same time, like, putting $60 on a primer seems like insanity. So I decided to go with something simple instead. I just don't want anything too complicated. So I'm just gonna use my Glossier Lid Star in Herb. I have this in Herb and I have it in Fawn. I don't particularly use the Fawn that much. So maybe, you know what, I'll use the Fawn. It's like a purpley one and I feel like it's a bit harder to wear like on the everyday, but it is really nice. It's a nice color. So.
California and changed your name. Now when I call you, it just rings.
I find also with this, like it's not, to me it's not like something you use for a look. Maybe if you combined it with like their Step and Play, you could really bust out a look, but to me it's not something that is like, okay, I'm gonna get my lid star to do a look, which I guess is not the point of like any Glossier product. But to me that also is what makes it like less exciting as a eye product or makeup product. Like it gives you a wash, but I want a wash but I also want a wash that like lives, that is like this bangs, you know? And I just don't think the Glossier Lid Star has that, in my opinion. And like, okay, I don't really think I know anything about makeup, but I know about eye stuff because that's always been like my passion, but that's always been like my biggest interest, like eyes and lips for makeup. And so those are the products that I'm like maybe the most picky about, most critical about, and like care a lot about. Yeah, and this I think you really have to build up to get any color, and I think like, I don't know, again it's supposed to be like a wash, but at the same time I'm like, if I just want to do something that's a one swipe across my face, I want it to be like dimensional, and it's not. Like that's the thing, like I usually to make it look really good I will do something in the crease, and I didn't think I would today, but I'm going to because this is, I didn't want to say horrendous, but it just looks like I have like white on my eyes in my opinion, so I would just like to do something to like brighten that up.
Oh, cry, baby. You really gone this time. I'm sure you got your story, 'cause I got mine. 'Cause Miranda.
My next step is to do my foundation. So obviously, like everybody in the earth, I use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. And I use the shade 400, which I think is like the perfect like in-between shade. Like in the winter, it's like a little dark, a little bit dark. Like I would use maybe the 390 in the winter. But it's like the perfect whatever, and it's like it gives me a little bit of a bit more color too. Like I think sometimes if you, obviously professionals would not agree, but sometimes when you use like your exact shade, that can wash you up. So, and I'm applying this with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Anybody who watched YouTube tutorials in like 2012, 2013, and watched like Estee Lauder, Vivian Does Makeup, Pixie Woo, all those people, know about Real Techniques. It's such a good brush, whatever. Like, they make really good brushes, and it's like $10 a brush, so you're getting a really good deal with that. Honestly, I'm just gonna do this in the camera.
Oh, cry, baby. Take it, baby. But you could take it out, cry, baby. You could take it out. I see you in a magazine. I staring through me.
I typically don't do this, but I saw Kim Kardashian do it once in her Get Ready With Me. And honestly, I think it can be effective. She doesn't just pull down the makeup that she put on her face into her neck. She actually applies to the neck. And she does the back of her neck, which is so interesting to me because, one, her hair is always down anyway, and two, that just seems like, okay, a lot. But I can understand why. And I think it's nice because sometimes you take a picture and you're like, oh, look, it's my ashy neck and your beautiful face. So I'm gonna prevent that today and just do whatever. And I'm not gonna do the back of my neck, but I'm gonna go, like, I'm just gonna do the front here. I'm gonna go into like the side where you can see it and stuff. My concealer that I use is also the Fenty Beauty, and this one I use in the 390. I think I could probably get away with wearing the 390 as like my full face shade, maybe more like in the fall winter. But I got the color lighter because I like it when my concealer is like more highlighting. I think one, that's like more brightening, obviously, and then also two, I think it just covers like your actual face like so much better if you use like a lighter, like it covers whatever. And I have very dark circles under my eyes, so I need all the help that I can get. I like to use a sponge to do my concealer. This one that I'm using is the Sephora Collection sponge, and it really works as well as a beauty blender. It's like as soft, as like agile, and this one is nice because it has the pointed and the fat, so you could do the fat like on my face. I could do the fat right now, and then under my eyes I'll go in with like the pointed. Another trick I learned from Jackie Aina is to do the words will come to me, is to let your concealer dry a little bit, and I usually just follow that around my under eyes. Again, you don't want it to dry too much, but just so it gets a little tacky and then you don't wipe anything away.
You know who to call, cry, baby. You know who to call. Girl, I want you, I want everything. The color of a magazine.
For eyebrows, I'm using the classic Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I use the shade Ebony. I don't know if this is, okay, I don't even want to admit this, but I'm going to. You're supposed to have this for 6 months, and everybody who's ever used this, I know, has never used it for ever only used it for 6 months and had it and then stopped. I think I bought this pot, I want to say my high school graduation. That was in 2016. Yeah, I cannot believe I've had this for almost 2 years. That's kind of disgusting. Or 3, I guess. Also, oh wow. I just realized that because now it's June, genuinely, well, it's not June yet, but it's gonna be June. I genuinely graduated from high school 3 years ago. 3 years. That's crazy to me. I've been out of high school as long as I was in it. And I can promise that when I was in high school, I did not know what was going on with me. And I feel like that's a lot of people's experiences. Like, not a lot of people are very like, oh, when I was in high school, like, everything was down pat. Like, everyone is really just like trying to figure it out or whatever. But I was talking to my roommate about this last night, and I was saying how I just feel like I just spent a lot of high school trying to do the things that you were like supposed to do, so that like my high school experience could be like a Lorde song, and I could be like, wow, like my pain is poetic, and like fucking smoking weed under bridges, and like drinking at school, and like whatever, and just be like my life is sad and painful. And you know what? It was fine doing that, but at the same time, it was like, and I'm not gonna be like, if I could go back, I would change it. I don't think I would, because I really do believe that things happen in the order that they do for a reason. You know what I mean? Okay, I think these eyebrows are okay. They're not beautiful, but I think they're okay, and I think if I keep doing anything to them, they will be too much. But I really do believe that everything happens for a reason, and at the time that it does, for you to learn lessons or for you to experience things in a way to have like the optimal future later on. And that's not to say like, oh, you just let your life pass you by, or you're not active in your life. Like, okay, it will turn out okay, though it might. So that's not like hating on not being like an active part, playing an active role in your life. But at the same time, like, I've never really been a planner. I'm not one who instinctually feels a need to plan 2, 5, 10 years ahead. And I think it's like a combination, which some people might think, oh my god, like you're a Capricorn, that seems like insanity. But I don't know what it is. I've just never felt, every time I've tried to plan my life in any way, I've never felt that anything has ever gone to plan. And I just don't think planning, honestly, is ultimately necessary. Also, by the way, I'm putting on the Hourglass. This is like the travel one, so it doesn't say what it is, but it's the Hourglass veil powder, like the owl translucent setting powder that's supposed to make you look bomb. I think it's okay. It's better than the Laura Mercier one because it's not so yellowy or anything like that. It's just really nice. It actually is really translucent, so I like that. But as I was saying, I've never really been the one to plan for my life, and I think it's a combination of just like having the kind of life where nothing has ever turned out to plan. I've never, like, my family moved around a lot when I was younger, and that was, like, that really teaches you, like, the plans change. Like, you think, oh, I'm in middle school, these are gonna be my friends for the next 10 years of my life or whatever, we're gonna go to university together, we're gonna do this. You think life is just gonna move one way because it already is moving that way, and like that's not what happens at all. And I think that's why I'm not a planner. And it's not like, oh, I don't have goals or anything like that. I do. I know, like, what I want to do in my life to an extent. I know the experiences I would want to have in my life. I know the places I would want to go, and, like, people I'd like to meet and, like, get to know, and you know what I mean. But at the same time, I'm not tied to saying, okay, in 2 years I'll be here, or in 5 years I'll be here. I just like to go a little bit with the flow, but, like, it's like a structured flow. Like, I'm not just like, oh, whatever I'm feeling on this Saturday I'm gonna follow. But, like, everything is, you know, like, I'm working towards something, but how that is gonna happen for me, I don't know. Ooh, I got too much bronzer here. Let me just move the powder on. Yeah, just because, like, really planning, saying the same thing again, but planning really just is not, you just sometimes can't win with planning, and that's all I have to say about that. When I graduated high school 3 years ago, I never would have guessed that this is where I would be right now. And I always wanted to move to Toronto, like, ever since I moved to Canada. And I always wanted to move to Toronto, and I was like, oh, okay, like, you know what, here's what's, like, reasonable to do. And this was, like, partially me and, like, partially my family being like, yeah, you're 18, you don't know shit, like, don't move away, which, you know what, I think was, again, a good idea. Everything happens the way it needs to happen. But I always wanted to move to Toronto, and when I didn't move when I was 18, I was like, okay, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish university in Alberta, and then I'm going to finish university in Alberta, and then as soon as I'm done, like, I will move to Toronto. And that's not what happened. And I'm glad that's not what happened. I'm glad that I did 2 years of university in Alberta, but I'm also glad that I don't still live in Alberta, and I have no desire to ever live in Alberta again. Like, it just was not for me, and that's not, like, I feel like a lot of people who live in Alberta and love Alberta, if you're like, Alberta's not for me, they get personally offended or whatever. But it's like, it's not shade, but we all experience the world so differently. I don't know why I'm doing my makeup in the camera instead of a mirror, but we all experience life and places differently, and I'm gonna get metaphorical here, so bear with me. But if we're plants, we are all different plants, and we all need different soil and different conditions to grow. And that's how that's how I do really think about where you live and, like, how you succeed. Because a lot of the time people are like, oh no, like, you should be able to just create, like, where you live or whatever. And if you think you are gonna move away and you're gonna be happier, more creative, you're gonna be, like, lost or whatever. But I just don't think that's the case. What I think is the case is that we are all different. We all have certain conditions in which we thrive or are going to better succeed or we need to be in. And we have to find that. And it's not going to be, let me put my glasses on. It's not going to be the same as anybody else we know. It's not going to be the same as like our sister, our brother, our friend, our mom, our dad. Like everyone is going to be really different. Some people are going to move to New York and that's where they're going to thrive. That's going to be their condition. But some people need to be somewhere else. And just knowing that and basing your decisions on what your instincts are and what you believe is best for you is something that I highly encourage. And if people try to tell you that you're just chasing some like silly dream or you're just chasing an ideal that you don't know anything about, ignore it. It's not true. You know what you want, what's best for you, and any decision you make is not going to be a decision that's going to be like whatever, you know, like it's not going to be like the final decision that's going to rule and define your life. So that's it. You can decide to move to Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, London, Chicago, Texas today, and in 5 years that might not be the right decision for you, and either way it doesn't matter because at the time you make the decision it is the right decision for you. Anyway, I did not realize I was going to talk this long and I have like 20 minutes before I have to leave, so I'm going to finish getting ready and I will see you on the flip side. So I just quickly put on some mascara and lipstick and got ready and left the house. And now I'm going to dinner. Thankfully, the restaurant is very close to my house.
Hi guys, right now we are eating Right now we are eating the Dan Dan.
Okay, we're almost there. What is Lydia doing?
Where is she?
Look how pretty she is.
I look like I'm actually 18 years old.
Perfect. Comment in the comments below how old you think Lily is.
Stand for you.
not think I was gonna end my vlog in my bathroom, and my roommates are actually making noise outside, but I just wanted to show you how good my foundation looks after how long I've had it on. Like, it looks like I just put it on. I don't even know if you can tell. And you know what? I think I'm gonna buy that primer. It literally is so good. Okay, but now good night. Bye.